You are who you meet. I think everyone has a person they simply do not enjoy spending time with. Mostly the annoying, clingy, and needy people. Well, I once became friends with a person like this. She was a drama queen. She needed to make a fuss out of every single thing she thought was not fine the way it was. And you couldn't talk with her about anything positive. Well, I don't really know how it happened. As far as I can recall, we had to work on a school presentation together, so we needed to spend some time with each other. I can remember how much I thought how overly annoying this girl was. The last thing I wanted was for us to be best friends. And it happened. We talked after school, ate lunch together, and hung out during the breaks. Everyone hated the girl. A month passed by, and I started to realize that I am losing my old friend. I was surprised. Why was this happening to me? When I realized that my crush is pushing me away, with whom I actually had hung out a lot before, I asked him what happened. I told him how I would lose my friends, and now even him. And he said, "Laura, you are becoming just like her." I got mad, and I didn't really want to believe. But I started to pay attention to myself, and I realized how similar we became with my best friend. I hated myself. I was everything I did not want to be. But above all, I was a drama queen. I started to push her away, and I felt really lonely, since I had lost all my other friends by then. I am thankful this happened to me, because it made me realize how important my relationships are in order to be the way I want to see myself. And I am only human, which means that I am no different than you. And if I make this mistake, and if I am defined by who I am spending time with, I am no different than you. I am only 16, and I am way too young to talk about my life experience. But this is something I know for sure. So why do I say this? Because there was a time where I didn't like who I was. I just couldn't stand my personality, and I knew I needed to change. I read a bunch of books about psychology and everything possible to help me figure out the right answer to my question, how I became the way I am today, and how I could change that. And that was the point where I realized how important relationships are in order to be the way I want to see myself. Do you want to be nicer? Have nicer friends than you already have, or at least talk to nicer ones. Do you want to be more optimistic? Stop spending time with people who love to talk about their tiny little life problems. And after explaining why their life is so horrible, they call a cab, go back to their homes, watch television, and once they get to the point where they feel tired, dress up in their brand new pajamas and go to sleep. Yeah, a horrible life. It's not that hard to explain why relationships influence your character. Just think about two people who like spending time with each other. In order to get the other one to like him, he will take over some habits, because every relationship is built on similarity. So he takes over some of your habits, you take over some of his, and in the end, your similarity will not only be an act anymore. Not to mention how much your love life will influence who you are. Love is like one of the two deepest feelings that can ever exist in you. The other one is hate. But I don't think you will take off after your adversary, so let's turn back to love. You are so connected to that person that you can't even imagine how life would be without him, right? Yeah. So without knowing, you will become his other half, because being someone's soulmate maintains that connection. Life is a lesson and a story rolled into one. As we learn our lessons, our story unfolds. I am 16 and may not be responsible for who I am today, but I am fully responsible for who I will become. So I am thankful for this lesson, hard as it may be, as I will use it to shape the person I want to become, a person others want to take over instead of avoid.